forget to like, comment, and share this video. Hit that subscribe button below.
Right. How many times do you do that before you just kind of give up on them and say, yeah, no, not? Is there a
Uh,
number, or is it just?
here's what I do, because people need to be called. And if I feel like somebody's just avoiding me, I call 5, 6, 7 times over a month, and I don't hear nothing back. I'll put them in the general pool, but I'll schedule callback for myself. So I'll set the reminder to call back, but I'm going to let everybody take a chance at getting them on the phone, because in the long run, we're a team, and it's a company thing. 1 or 2 appointments that I've been working on and have talked up and weren't ready and didn't want to talk to me for a month. Somebody else gets it. Fine, we got them. The company's making money. That's job security for me.
Yeah, no question. So that's great. I mean, it's great to be a team player. So good for you. One of the things that hit me when I was looking at your numbers at the beginning of the year, just a couple weeks ago, we were talking about it, and I said, well, these 2 or these 3 are doing really well.
I know why. It's because they keep following up. They're not just pushing leads. Too many on the team push leads. They're pushing. I mean, pushing homes to the lead, and that's what they're doing. Well, they can set themselves up on a home search on Zillow and do the same thing. And the ones that are constantly contacting and seeing how things are going, and talking about the homes that they're pushing over to them and trying to get them out for a showing, those are the ones that are selling 50, 60 homes a year.
No kidding. Is that really true?
Yeah.
Wow.
All day.
And if I looked at it, you got 12 or 15 people that you're pushing leads to, right?
I do push leads to people that I talk to who ask for it. They're not quite interested, so I'll push over a few homes that are in their price range, and I like to do a couple that are in their price range and a couple that are a little bit above what they say they want to pay. So they know that they're close to this. So, I mean, if they're not buying for 6 months anyways, they might start thinking, well, maybe we should save just a little bit more for the down payment to get into this, because this is actually what we want, and this is what we can get. And I just kind of play it like that.
And do you assign those to agents as well at the same time you're pushing the leads?
No, I push the leads through, and then if I'm assigning it to an agent, it's because they've agreed to an appointment at a certain time and day. And at that point, I don't have to push anything, because that's kind of the carrot. The agent's going to push the leads that are on the MLS and the properties that are coming soon to the market.
Right.
So people have a bigger pool to look at, and so that's kind of the carrot on the stick for the agent. For me, that's more their job, unless somebody's just not going to take an appointment. So let's try to get them excited by sending them a few houses. But most of the time, that's the agent's job.
How many agents do you actually have that you're giving leads to?
I think it's 30 now.
Wow. And of the 30, I mean, the numbers, I only saw like 12 or 15 on there on a list. So those were like.
Yeah, the list constantly changes. The more homes somebody closes, the more opportunities they're going to have with us as ISAs to get more leads. Because if we keep sending leads and they just keep having a bigger and bigger pipeline, but they're not converting, at some point they take them off the list for a little bit so they can catch up and do the follow-up work that they need to do to get exactly. So it's a great system. It really is.
The other part of it is they maybe need some training, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? When I like my money, and on top of it, and when I look in notes and I'm not seeing anything for certain clients that we've collected together, I'm the first to go to. We have a whole, a chain of command, and I go to the right chain of command and be like, hey, I've been wondering what's going on with this and this one. And they get right on top of training, and they're not about scolding people at my job, and that's what I love. It's all about being humble and training and getting everybody on the same page, and it's one of the things that I really respect for the company that I work for. The entire team's above average, because I know we've talked about lazy agents and that before, and and I've absolutely seen it firsthand. And sometimes I think maybe like on this team, I mean, the communication is great in between everybody. One, that's super key because I can just go to the agent themselves, be like, hey, what's going on here? It's when they don't answer me where I have to be like, okay, well, I haven't heard anything on this. So what's going on?
So out of those 30 agents, how many of those are closing, say 15 or more, 20 or more a year?
I'd say half of them on this team are selling, probably 30 homes to 50 homes. And then, there's newer agents that don't have the pipeline built. So, obviously we had a new agent. We had a new agent and she was doing staging and stuff before. And she came on in her first year as a rep, sold 27. Good job, Shiloh. Yeah, good job, Shiloh. Wow. I mean, you're doing it. So I like sending her leads too, because she's good. She stays on top of people and does what she needs to do.
How many can she handle, do you think? How many leads do you think she gets before she ends up with those 20 to 25, 27 closings?
I don't know. I don't know that number. They all obviously they do their own prospecting and set appointments themselves. Right. So, I mean, I don't know, I don't know that number because they do their own thing too.
Right.
But yeah, I don't have a clue on that percentage.
So I'm kind of wondering of the leads that you, and you guys have how many of yourself?
We have 11 now.
You have 11.
Uh-huh.
And I'm betting you're in the top 2 or 3, if not 1.
I'm the third right now on Met appointments. But my set to Met is ridiculous. I'm at 81%, I think it is right now. I'm so super happy with that. It's a good number.
I'm sure that the team is happy with that too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I learned a lot about talking up the agent, how important it is when you're, closing the call off. And I always use well, give me just a second. I'm going to look at schedules, but I want to handpick somebody who's interested in Maple Grove, Plymouth for you. It only makes sense, right? And so give me just a second. And I have my list of who I need to put. There are certain situations where you have to, you want to put them. We have one female that does commercial. She's the only one on the team that does commercial property. They just like to focus on homes, but she's so good and has been so good at homes that she's taken on commercial as well. So we have commercial. We have an older guy who's he's a hunter, fisher, camper type old dude, and he's our land guy. I mean, if you really want to get it done, anybody can help somebody out with a lot in town. But if somebody wants something special, I send them straight to Larry because he's the man and he knows the area so well.
Yeah. So commercial, you guys really aren't generating leads for that, right? Overall.
No, but with GLS and Google and all that, I mean, people call in and that want land and want to do that. Or I just spoke with a lady and she wants to buy $4 million commercial property. I'm glad that we do have that because when I first started, we didn't have that outlet. We can refer it out and then we still get paid on the referral fee.
Yeah.
But I like to keep that in the house because I like to stay in touch with an agent through the process once in a while, just to let them know that, they're important too, to me as an ISA.
I've had my commercial CCIM for 30 years. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to prospect and how I'm going to have Kevin, making calls to people that are responding to leads. So basically you're saying they're just like every other lead, every other kind of thing that comes out there. But why would they even call you if you're advertising for residential? Why do they even call you on commercial?
Because when they go on Google and look up real estate in Plymouth, Minnesota, and Minneapolis, they're going to find the top team.
Got it.
And so we're at the top of the list. So they're calling us to help them out.
They don't know, they're not differentiating themselves between residential and commercial.
That's correct. They see that's it.
That's where they want to be.
Which is great.
No, that's cool.
Give me a call. Tim Lennon, 404-368-2607.